This Liberty Sports Update is brought to you by Beacon Credit Union.
You know, we're off to a great start in my room. Got a lot of new faces in my room, so more so than others on our team. So we're just making sure that we're being very diligent with the reps so that we can properly evaluate at this time of year who's going to help us. Almost every single one of these new guys is going to have to help us. So it's just a matter of seeing what they can and can't do, what they're good at, strength and weakness. And the effort's been there. We just got to make sure that the execution slowly gets better and that we don't lose the effort. So that's where we're at right now.
From a depth perspective, how much better is it now compared to the spring when you had some injuries, didn't have a lot of reps to go around, but now that you have some more bodies?
It's not even close. It's not even close. You know, we got, like he said, like Coach Simon said, we had 3 junior college transfers at defensive tackle. All 3 of those guys will help us in the fall. And, you know, in the spring, we're having to teach a couple DNs how to play defensive tackle in case certain things happen. That's good for our future, so to build off of. But definitely having those defensive tackles specifically was the depth more than the defensive end. But these 2 freshman DNs we've got are going to be game changers for us. They're both going to play. So I think you not only talk about depth, but you talk about pushing people who are already incumbent starters to do well and make sure they're on point every day. I can see the difference in them, not just other guys, because they know they got some people nipping at their ankles a little bit. So that's been great.
I guess the point of emphasis of this defense is really stopping the run, and that starts up front with the D-line.
Yes, sir.
How much of an emphasis are you placing on these guys to be more physical, point of attack, get a push, and really emphasize, how much they need to work in order to really establish, each possession?
Well, we're going to take a lot of responsibility for how we play well on defense at defensive line. It begins and ends right there. We kind of call our group the tip of the spear. We're not going to break the skin if we don't. So we take a lot of responsibility for that. They get a lot of pressure put on them, not only by me but also Coach Simons. So you got to stop the run, and then we have some fun. That's what we say. So we got to stop the run so that you can be good at rushing the passer. It's not a coincidence when you look at NFL and college football teams who are good at stopping the run also are good at rushing the passer because they can get people in predictable downs and things like that. So if we can stop the run, especially situationally, we'll be a very good defense. And then, like I said, we can stop the run, we can have some fun.
Got a young defensive line, as you talked about, but having a guy that's senior like Jesse Lumiere, and just what he brings to the team and the unit, being able to get to the quarterback, what does that mean to this unit, being able to have somebody like that?
Well, the first thing, before we even talk about his vocal leadership, is his leadership by example. I've been blessed to coach some players that practice really hard and play really hard. He's one of the best ones I've ever seen. Yesterday, he basically sacked the quarterback, and we say we want to finish twice because we're not going to always blow the whistle because everybody needs to get their rep, So quarterback still throws the ball, and he just runs past the quarterback as he sacks him, and he tags off on the receiver who caught a hitch, So he plays extremely hard. I love him for that. He's got to understand what me and him talk about is you've got to make the other ones around you better. You got to make sure they see you doing that. You got to make sure you talk to them about that because, you look at him, you got him on one side and you got Austin on the other. If we got Austin playing like Jesse, then we're going to be hard to stop, So he's taken Austin under his wing, and I've seen that in Austin. As well as some of the other D tackles. Another great leader for us is Vincent Elefante, a guy who played some last year but is going to play a lot for us. He's grown as a leader. He's probably our best vocal leader, honestly, is him.
How quickly do you hope those 3 JUCO defensive tackles pick up the scheme? Elijah James, is a late addition, and William Green's another one. How quickly do you need them to catch up in order to fill out how deep the inside two can be?
I had a good talk with them one-on-one right before camp started, and I told them the mistakes will be on me. So the effort's on you. So make sure you're going out there and you're not afraid to mess up. I want to see you go out there and be the physical, nasty guy that we know you can be. All right, and then the mental mistakes I will handle. And so far they've held up to that agreement. They're playing with great effort. They're picking it up. We're going to keep it simple, stupid quite a bit on defense. We're just going to recruit really good players, and we're going to play with great fundamentals and play really hard. Now, don't get me wrong, I think what we do schematically is one of the best things you can do, but we're just going to make sure they're in good position, and we're not going to outsmart our kids. So they're picking it up great. I don't think they're behind that much at all, honestly.